attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone and welcome to the DAAD North America webinar series. Today we will talk to you about getting a graduate degree in Germany, and we will give you a run-through of all available graduate scholarships and grants. We're delighted that you can all join us to hear more about opportunities to fund study and research in Germany, and we hope that we get all your questions out of the way today. But before we start the webinar, let me get a few questions out of the way. So first of all, yes, we do record the webinar. We also will upload the PowerPoint presentation as a PDF later on our daad.org website. And you will be able to contact us, well, you will be able to ask questions, and you will also be able to contact the presenters after the webinar at any time. And so if you've never participated in a webinar, all of the attendees are hidden and you're muted, but you are under the question tag. You are able to communicate with us at any time. I will collect the questions, and at the very end we will have enough time for you to get those questions answered. But before we get to our topic, I would like to introduce to you today's presenters. My name is Hani Geist. I'm the DAAD's West Coast representative in the San Francisco office, and I will be your moderator today. And from the New York office, Jane and Myung-Shin join us today. Thank you very much for joining us. And well, today we will give you a brief overview on who DAAD is and what we do, just to give you a few facts about the German Academic Exchange Service. And then we get right into our studying in Germany, and we will answer all the important questions that you may have. And then my colleagues Myung-Shin and Jane will introduce to you all the available DAAD scholarships that are available for graduate students. And we will also give you a few tips on how to put together successful applications. And as I mentioned before, please feel free to ask us any questions that you have while we present, and then at the very end we'll be able to answer those questions. So what is DAAD? Simply put, DAAD is the German higher education arm of the German government. We're an independent association of universities, and DAAD provides, most importantly for you, scholarships and grants, but we also provide you with information and counseling about studying and research in Germany. Just a few facts here. We have 70 regional offices worldwide. As you can see, we have the New York office and the San Francisco office in the US and the Toronto office in Canada. And last year alone, which is very exciting, we supported 120,000 individuals worldwide. And Jane, would you like to take over now and talk a little bit about why Germany?
Well, we naturally think that there are, why not Germany? But there are a lot of really concrete reasons to do so. Germany is host to over 250,000 international students. It has the largest economy in Europe. It is also the strongest, as we all know, and it is the third largest in the world. It also has a really vast and very strong academic standard and the standard of living. So even if, for, I guess, financially challenged students, you will still have a relatively high standard of living there. 2.5% of the GDP is on research and development, and that translates to a lot of opportunities for students at the undergraduate as well as advanced levels. And international publications in Germany center quite a lot on the academic side. So approximately 8.2% of the academic output of the academic journals is from Germany. There are two main types of higher education institutions. The first one, research universities, which some of you will know as Universitäten, are the traditional undergraduate and professional doctoral programs. Number two, is the Universities of Applied Sciences, or the Fachhochschulen, and they're more practice-oriented. Outside of these two main types of universities, there are a lot of research institutions, and some of them also offer PhD programs. Some of these names you might have heard of: Max Planck, Helmholtz, Fraunhofer. They're very prominent on even the international research sort of arena. There are traditional paths for studying in Europe, in Germany, as well as the new, sort of a relatively new, more structured style. The traditional path is what's common in Germany. It's a first degree. You do a doctoral study. It's very independent. I'm sorry about this. I don't know what it is. Very common in Germany. It's independent, a lot of independent research. You find yourself an advisor, and then you do a lot of research, you do a lot of independent work. The graduate schools are meant to be a post-first degree, so you get your bachelor's degree first, and then you get a master's or a PhD, where the way we understand it in the U.S. and in Canada. It's relatively new. It's much more structured, so there's coursework as well as research. There are a plethora of different types of opportunities and degree courses available. Approximately 700 different international degree programs fall into this category. They're 3 years, and there's most definitely funding for up to 3 years, which we're going to tell you about later. And here's just a few places where you can start to look for degree courses and programs of study. Number one is I'm sorry about this again, I really don't know what it is. Higher Education Compass, these are some of our favorites, the DFG, DAAD Online, University Ranking, and then of course a newly revamped studyin.de. I highly recommend everybody visit that website. It's really great. It takes it down to very basic level and tells you, almost step by step what you need to do as an international student to start studying in Germany. And how to apply? Everything's on our website, but this is where you can go. UniAssist is the common application. So it will tell you exactly what to do as an international student. It's a common application specifically for international students. Number one in the way to do that's if you want to do an independent study. I kind of skipped around, but number one is study abroad, to apply through your home university. Say your university already has a program established. You just go through your home university to apply for it, and then apply for a DAAD scholarship. Sorry about that again. The direct application to the university is for graduate students. And do I have the slide as well? Opportunities for study with DA and research with DAAD are, there's a lot of different types of ways to do it. You can go study abroad, you can do an internship, you can do a senior thesis, and it's open to all fields. This is for our studies, specifically for our study scope, correct? I'm sorry about this. There we go. I'm sorry. Is this where Mungchen takes over?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this. This is my first time doing this presentation, so please excuse me. Go ahead.
Are we on this slide?
Yeah.
On this?
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to start with the university summer course, but it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry about this. Opportunities for study and research in Germany with DAAD. Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So I mean, as we can see on the slide, we offer a lot of funding programs, and there are many grants for every academic stage. So you can do a short internship or study abroad, or even complete a degree program in Germany. And in general, we offer a monthly stipend or lump sum, and travel subsidies, and of course all of our scholarship holders receive health insurance, and they also have an orientation meeting and scholarship holders meetings frequently in Germany. And now, here we go. Now we have the University Summer Course Grant. This has been a grant that has been running for a long time. So basically, this is a grant to attend a summer course taught in German at German universities. It's open for juniors, seniors, and grad students. Applicants need a 2-year minimum German language requirement, and the program that they select should focus on literary, cultural, political, and economic aspects. There is a search engine on that web page, on the University Summer Course Grant web page, and normally it runs about 3 to 4 weeks. The monthly stipend is $850. That should cover the tuition, room, and board, and again, our scholarship holders receive health insurance and a travel subsidy. The deadline is on December 15th. And the next funding program is that intensive language course in Germany, and this grant is also open for undergraduate, but since we are only talking about for graduate students, I am not going to mention all the details for undergraduate students. But basically this is almost the same, except this grant is for 8-week intensive language courses at leading institutions in Germany, and it can be taken between June and January, and students in any field of the study can apply except German studies, German language and literature, and German translation interpretation. Applicants must have at least 3 semesters of college level German, and they should have, if they don't have that, they should have an equivalent level of language proficiency. Of course, this award is a little higher because it's for 8 weeks. The scholarship is 2,300 euros. It includes all these items also, and it has the same deadline as the University Summer Course Grant, December 15th. And
yeah. Should I take over for this one?
Okay.
MG Bundestag is an internship at German Parliament for advanced and undergraduate graduate students. It's in political science, international relations, law, history, economics, German studies, any of those kinds of or related fields. You must be proficient and comfortable speaking and writing in German to do this internship. You receive a monthly salary from the German Bundestag, and DAAD assist with health insurance and housing. The deadline has passed, but this is an annual program, and it will come up again next year. This is, again, for very serious political science and German studies type students. German Studies research grants are for those who are getting their degree in German studies, either an undergraduate degree or getting a master's or graduate degree in the German studies field. You have to be nominated by your department chair, which means simply it's the equivalent of a letter of reference or a recommendation letter, and it's to be used for short-term research, 1 to 2 months in Germany. It's a lump sum award, so unlike some of our other awards of $1,500 to $3,000, depending on your level of academic achievement. So that would mean, you know, whether you're an undergraduate or whether you're a PhD student, and it's meant to offset your living expenses.
Yeah, I can take over. Thanks, Jane. Okay, so we are looking at the study scholarship for graduate students or undergraduates or PhD. No, actually, no PhD. At DAAD, there is a general term which is called a graduate scholarship. So the graduate scholarship is both for the study scholarship and for the research grants. You'll see the, I think, 2 slides over about you'll hear about the research grant. So, but if you hear a graduate scholarship, that means study scholarship and also the research grant. The study scholarship for all fields, this funding is open for someone who wants to do an independent study or to complete a master's degree in Germany. For those who want to do an independent study, they'll get for 1 academic year of support. And for those who want to complete a master's degree and want to start next year, for instance, they could get a 2nd year of an extension. The language, German language ability is not a requirement. We just need to see whether you are at a certain German level for your study or research that is needed in Germany. Now, these days, there are a lot of master's degree programs that are taught in English, so it is not mandatory to have a German, previous German knowledge.
Sorry.
Sorry, and
Sorry.
one maybe slide over before. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. So as I have mentioned, graduating seniors can apply, but also someone who are in a master's degree program in Germany or here can apply for either for their extension or to start with, or someone who is at grad school who wants just go to Germany to do an independent study. The monthly stipend is 750 euros. It covers the health insurance, and also student receive a travel subsidy. The deadline is November 4th. This scholarship is exactly the same as the regular study scholarship, except this is for visual and performing artists. So these fields include fine arts, design, film, music, choreography, and architecture. Undergraduate seniors can apply, graduate students can apply, PhD students can apply, and postdocs can apply. And it's also someone someone who wants just to do an independent study for 1 year, but also students who want to complete a degree could apply for this grant. We have changed the deadline for this program to October 31st, and we have also changed the application procedure this year. So students who apply for this grant, they have to send all the application dossiers or documents to our head office in Bonn, because the selection takes place in Germany. The monthly stipend is the same as before, so 750 euros, health insurance, and travel subsidy. Now we are coming to also the part of the graduate scholarship, which is called for research grant. There are research grants for the short term and for long term. That's why we have it 1 to 10. So long-term research grants are for between 7 and 10 months. Short term would be considered between 1 to 6 months. This grant is open for PhD candidates who are ABD or will be ABD, and postdocs, or someone who wants to complete the entire PhD in Germany. I have mentioned the ABD status before, but the rule is for someone who is ABD can apply now for the short term, for the long term, but for the long term research grant, students don't need to be ABD now. They should be ABD though before they leave for Germany, meaning before the funding starts. So that, and we offer roughly, yes, we have this rough numbers that we put it roughly, but I would say both for the study scholarship and the research grant, the selection ratio is about 1 to 6, or depending on, of course, how many applications we receive every year. For the research grant, who are doing putting the application package together, it is very important to have a invitation letter so that we know that it's a collaboration, or it's the host knows the project very well. The monthly stipend for this grant is 1,000 euros, and again, the travel subsidy and the insurance, health insurance, is also part of the scholarships. And the deadline has also changed for this grant. It's November 4th, both for the short term and the long term. We have additional deadline just for the short term grants in May, on May 15th.
So in addition to those grants, we have the RISE professional program. Some of you may already be familiar with the RISE for undergraduate, which is an undergraduate lab science research, summer research internship program. For the alumni of RISE, as well as for graduates and graduate students, we have the RISE professional program. The main difference is that your internships will be in industry. The placements are 6 to 26 weeks, and so that is the short end of it is the same as the RISE program. It's a month and a half, but you can do it for up to half a year of an internship in Germany. We prefer that they take place between May and December. 2015 will be the next term, and German requirements depend on the nature of the internship. So the RISE, the undergraduate RISE doesn't require any language, but the nature of the industry and the languages in which they work, some of these do require language, some of them don't have a German language requirement. So you'll just have to, when you register, take a look at that and make sure that you have what's needed in the German language skills. The scholarship, insurance, and housing assistance are provided by DAAD, and you will receive a salary, I guess, from the host company, as well as a stipend from the DAAD. There will be a whole host of participating companies, and the database goes up in December. So I believe it's on December 1. You can register online. There's no commitment there. You don't have to apply. You just put your email address in, and you can start browsing the actual internships that will be offered for the RISE professional program. Again, that database opens up on December 1st, and the last day to apply, you can even start applying for those internships right on December. And on January 31st, that would be the last day that you can apply for the internships. At the bottom, you can see that it's some very well-known, very large German corporations who have offered internship positions, as well as some of the smaller companies. The opportunities for studying research in Germany, both of these programs that we spoke about previously, as well as more programs for faculty and staff, you can find on our website. It's daad.org/PhD. Those are the PhD postdoc programs. And faculty and staff, we also have some faculty research, faculty German language programs, and some other types of programs that faculty might be interested in, such as lectureships and things like that. As for how to apply, would you like to go with this?
I can. Yes,
Sorry about that.
Probably. No problem. Because the deadline is coming up for the scholarship and research grant, I just briefly want to mention, because there are also a lot of changes this time, this round. Probably most of you know already that we have switched to the portal. So now most of all the applicants, they have to use the portal to submit their application documents. So the simple way would be, so when you have this picture of our homepage, we have under scholarships and grants, you click your academic status, and then you'll see the subcategories. You click that, and we have for every funding program we have the description and also the eligibility requirement and application guidelines, and of course the deadline and terms and all that. So check that first. It's very important for you to read. We were really trying to homepage is as clear as we can, and we constantly improve it. So it would be important for you to read, and you can also read if you have an instant question. You can check on the FAQ page, but try to read first, and you can now apply through the portal. Before it wasn't possible for the study scholarship. It was only possible for the research grant, but now it's open for all the graduate scholarship applicants. The portal itself is a little more complicated, but it's a lot of times it's self-explanatory, and also because it's not very intuitive, we have a video. We made a video. You can also see how to navigate the portal. Yeah, once you have done that, you can send the hard copies to our office. Now, when I mentioned the online MOVE portal, you all might think that it's all online, but because we are still in the process of updating and improving this system, we are still requesting hard copies of the application. So all the mandatory items that you have to have it as a PDF file, and you have to upload all the documents except the recommendation letter that you have. So the recommendation letter has to be in a sealed envelope, and when you print out the application summary, which contains all the documents that you have uploaded, you have to send it with the recommendation letter that is in the sealed envelope to the New York office. Okay, and then the next tips for success. This is probably an important question. You can, of course, you have to start early. You have to ask your professor. You have to order probably your transcripts, and you have to think about what you want to carry out, where you want to do it, all this. So express why a stay in Germany is critical, and whether it's really essential to do it in Germany, and how it would be helpful for your academic or professional careers later. And obtain a letter of invitation from a German professor or institution. It is somewhat important for those who want to do an independent study or research. For those who want to complete a master's degree, we don't request that. They just have to fill out a form for the profile of a desired degree program. And it's so for those who want to complete a master's degree, this is not necessary. Explain it clearly why you chose, why you have selected this host institution and what you could do. And yes, the recommendation letter is one of the, our selection is merit-based, but letters of recommendation is very important. Our selection committee members, they do really weigh on this. So it is important what your professors say or indicate about you and your project. So ask a professor who really knows your work very well. And after you're done, you have to make sure that your application dossier is complete and you send it on time. I just want to briefly mention, in addition to these tips, I want to just tell you about the evaluation criteria, what we use internally, and also this criteria we send to our selection committee members. there are four different things depending on the study or research grant applicants. So the most important, the first one is applicants' track record in academic performance or personal achievement. Second, is the project or study program well defined? Does it have merit? For study scholarship for the master's degree programs, since it's not a research proposal, do they have a convincing reasons why they selected this program? Is it really suitable, or again, the same as does this program really help them for their academic or professional goals? Number three, how beneficial would a stay at a German host institution for their specific project or for this candidate? We looked at that too. And also for number four, for someone who wants to do a research grant, who wants to apply for a research grant, we sometimes also look at the time schedule, this applicant applied for 10 months, but can this applicant do for 7 months? So when you apply for the long-term or short-term, make sure that you really clearly indicate what you are going to do and how you are going to do in which time frame. Yeah, I hope this helps a little.
All right, thank you very much. So you see very important websites here. The first one, of course, the DAAD.org website. Also, if you're interested generally in studying in Germany, visit our main website, daad.de, available in German and in English, and you will also find a lot more information, general information, just on studying in Germany. We offer a lot of scholarships, but especially if you're at the PhD level or later on you're looking for other funding, visit funding-guide.de or Study Abroad Funding or Higher Education Compass. Those are wonderful websites to also provide you with more information on studying and doing research in Germany, but also the funding that's available. And the two websites, the one we mentioned before, and as Jane pointed out, the new revamped website is really wonderful, and they've done a great job at even improving the wonderful website that it was before. If you're interested in research in Germany and where there are research institutes, again, help with funding, go to researchingermany.de. Again, a wonderful website and a wonderful resource just in general. And we are on Facebook and on Twitter, and we also post some pictures on Instagram now to show you where we are when we are on the road. And especially Twitter and Facebook are great resources for you to learn more about opportunities here in the U.S. that are German-related, higher education-related, but also opportunities about studying in Germany, doing research in Germany, and we try to post any relevant information from DAAD, but also other organizations that are related to higher education and funding. All right, so this is the presentation that we prepared, and now we have a few questions for Jane and Myung-Shin. So the first one is, and that's a very specific question, maybe Jane, you can answer that. Is it possible to go to graduate school in Germany for physical therapy? If someone has a really specific field, what would you tell that person for physical therapy, but maybe also for other fields? What's a good way to find out where you can study that?
Physical therapy falls into the area of healthcare, and so healthcare, as you know, in the United States, it's also a professional field. Sometimes it's something that's done as an internship outside of the university environment. Sometimes there may be some schools that offer it within the university, but I'm thinking that on the whole, physical therapy might be something that's outside of the university. You can find the I believe it's the German University Medical School Students Association. In any case, you can find that on our website. It's daad.org/links. There are some websites for healthcare-related studies, and for information on healthcare-related studies, and you can find more information about physical therapy there.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. So here's a question from Young-Shin about the intensive language course, or maybe Jane, you could also answer that. There's someone who's interested in it, and Young-Shin, you mentioned that it's between June and January. Where would the person find out about the actual courses, the course titles, and the starting dates? Is that flexible, or are there certain dates throughout the year?
There are 5 organizations for the intensive language courses. It's Goethe Institute, and I think Speak and Write, DAAD, and Karl Duisburg, Zentren, and Interdaf. Depending which organizations they want to study at, they can go to the program and the schedules and select the time frame.
Okay, thank you. And just an additional question, are students applying to a specific school, or are they just applying to the grant and then you decide where the students will actually learn German in this intensive program?
For the intensive language course grant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is the question. Yeah, we have an agreement with these 5 institutions. So students apply for the funding, and of course they also have to select where what they want to study and which program. Mm-hmm. So they have to also indicate their preferred language courses, and then we do, and then they apply to us, and we do the selection.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And there's actually another question for you, Myung-Shin, and it's about the research grant and about the application process. Specifically, he or she is asking about the transcript and if the person should open the transcript and then scan it, and then if the copy is then sufficient to send in, or do they need to have another official unopened transcript to send in with the actual application material?
So all the application documents except the recommendation letters can be copies or have to be copies, because we are requesting that applicants submit a summary of the documents. So summary means when they upload even official transcripts, they have to scan it. Yeah, that's why I also said open and upload your official transcripts on the website. So you open it and you scan it and you upload it, and you keep your official transcripts. Once you upload all the documents, you get a PDF file of the summary. It's called a summary, and you'll see your official documents also part of your PDF file. So you print out 3 times or 2 times if you are going to also submit the summary itself, include a recommendation letter, and you can send it to us, meaning you don't have to add the official transcripts because you have already uploaded it.
Okay, great.
Does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you. And I actually have a follow-up question about the study scholarship here. Someone asked if the process is any different for students who are at partner universities, so universities that are partners of DAAD. Is the application process any different? Do they need to watch out for something? Is the different process, or is it pretty much the same?
This partnerships only applies to the graduate scholarship, both for the study scholarship and the research grant. Mm-hmm. And the reason of this partnership is also these schools offer tuition waivers, or they reduce the tuition fees for our incoming DAAD German scholarship holders. But the only difference between students from partner universities or from non-partner universities, that there is a pre-selection at our partner universities. So students who apply through their universities who are partner universities, I think they even have an earlier deadline, the campus deadline. That would be the different process. Also, probably one other important point would be that they can nominate a priority candidate. And these priority candidates have a somewhat more, better chances, but generally students from partner universities or non-partner universities, they all can apply. I received more applications from non-partner universities than partner universities.
So if someone, say a student who is at a university that's a partner university, and the student for some reason misses the earlier deadline at the university, for example, would the student be able to still apply and apply directly to the DAAD office in New York, or once the deadline? Okay, so that's possible.
Yeah, there are a lot of students who miss the deadline, or some students don't necessarily want to apply through their home university, so they can apply directly to us.
Okay. And now I have a general question for both of you. So if, say, a student receives one scholarship or is interested in several scholarships, so for example, would be interested in doing the RISE professional program, but also applying to the intensive language course and maybe later other scholarships, is there a maximum of scholarships that a student can apply to? Is once the student applies to scholarships and receives it, he or she is disqualified for future scholarships? How does this work with the DAAD scholarships and grants?
Receiving, in general, it is very hard for scholarship holders to receive the same grant. So if someone received that would be very rare, but if someone received the study scholarship, let's say 2012, they can't again apply for the study scholarship. That doesn't mean applying is no problem. They can apply multiple times. That's no problem. But once you receive the funding, you can't apply for the same funding within the certain time period. For different grants, receiving a language course grant, for example, doesn't disqualify someone to apply for the study scholarship if they meet all the other eligibility requirements that are particularly for that grant. Yeah, I don't know if that answers.
Yeah, I think that's that answers the question. Thank you. So you mentioned that students, particularly who apply for research funding, also for the study scholarship, that they need an invitation from a host university. What exactly do you mean by, does it have to be like in a very official letter, and almost a contract-like, or how official does this invitation actually need to be?
I think it also depends on the organization. In Germany, I think in general, they don't tend to write a long letter. So we are very flexible. These are all the, that we have said before, there are mandatory documents that they have to submit, all that, but we are also somewhat flexible. So for invitation letter, it can be very short, it could be long, it could be an email that you upload on the portal. It'll be fine as long as we see that you have contacted someone and this host institution or host or professor knows that you are applying for the DAAD grant and they know your project at least. For those who want to just do an independent study or research at archives or museums or libraries, they don't even have to get an official, formal invitation letter. They can just email them and get a simple answer, and they can upload that email on the portal.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. I have one more question for you, and that would be, do you prefer any cities, or is there any limitation to what universities you fund? So is someone who's interested in going into a very small university versus a very big university, a well-known university, do you have any preference, or does that not matter at all?
We have no preference. I mean, DAAD, we represent all German universities. They're all our partner universities. So there is no preference. However, we look at the specific programs that students choose or specific host institution, whether that is a good choice for their project or proposal. Sometimes our selection committee members, they would even recommend right at the meeting, oh, this candidate is an excellent candidate, but maybe they should go to, not to this whole institution. They should maybe try to contact this person and at this institution. Mm-hmm. So we don't have any preference, and if that's, if we think this candidate would be better off to going into somewhere else, we would even recommend it.
Okay. Well, great. I don't have any more questions, and it doesn't seem as if the participants have any more questions. Is there anything that you would like to add, Myung-Shin and Jane?
Not really. I think that people have been asking very good questions. It seems like they're really reading the information. I think that one of the most important things to note is this new online system has a very, very definite deadline, and so make sure that you're aware of that, because that electronic system will shut down at a certain point. Make sure that you start on that electronic application early so that you don't get caught in any kind of a technical foible, where if you wait for the last day to do it, just in case there are, it tends to get crowded on those last dates. Remember that this is a global program, and so applicants from all around the globe are going to be crowding our servers on that very last day. Make sure you get in early so that you don't get stuck.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I agree with Jane. These are wonderful funding programs, and Germany really offers a lot of good programs, and they have great research institutions. So I think if you are interested in Germany, you should really think about applying for it, and start early, prepare it, and just submit the application.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you very much to Jane and Myung-Shin. I think you provided very useful information. Again, I will upload the recording of this webinar here in a little bit on our website, daad.org, along with the presentation as the PDF, so you can look at all the links, and as both Myung-Shin and Jane pointed out, all the websites that we provided in our presentation are very useful to learn about studying in Germany, about the funding, but also to learn more about research facilities and universities in Germany, so that you can prepare your study proposal better. And of course, if you have any questions, you have our contact information, which was on the previous slide, and feel free to contact us at any point, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you again for joining us today. I hope to hear you sometime very soon at a similar webinar in the future. Again, thank you, Jane and Myung-Shin in New York, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
All right. Thank you too. Bye.